This could be the start of something new. It feels so right to be here with you. Ah, and now looking in your eyes, I feel in my heart the start of something new. Hey everybody, welcome to this channel, welcome to this video where we'll be talking about High School Musical, the musical, the series. Most not a reaction, so unfortunately that's not the case. But this is my thoughts, and this is, as you can tell by the title of the video, RINI, hashtag RINI versus hashtag RINA. RINI versus RINA, the shipping battle that has commenced has begun, and it's taken over the show in a sense, regards to everybody's opinion and thoughts on it. And I just wanted to share my thoughts on it because I have an opinion too. And for me, first off, I'm just gonna simply say that I am a RINI shipper, and I hope that they are in game because I think they should be the end. They should be in game. I think that the history and what we learned in the backstory of both Nina and Ricky, and how their relationship was, and the crux of it, and everything that happened before they started their sophomore year, junior year, that it all could have been avoided. Then again, you wouldn't have a show, but the point is it could have been. And I think that with what started with Ricky and Gina was more of a budding out of a friendship and out of a mutual understanding, and both being outsiders to different things. Gina being an outsider in regards to always being an outsider, going to new schools, fourth new school in 7 years, or moving for whatever she said. And for Ricky being an outsider in the theater and drama department, because that's not his thing. He only did it to try to win back Nini, or should I say Nina and Richard, but Nini. So, just to put that already out there, that's how I'm thinking. That's where I'm at. I feel that it's a stronger relationship of and the potential again relationship of Ricky and Nini, and then Ricky and Gina, that again I do feel started a friendship. But I do see both sides. That's why I respect everybody's opinion. If you have one, you're watching live, you can share it in the chat, and I will show it here live on camera and answer your questions or show your comments. But that's just how I see it. That's just how I see it. That's just how I see it in my opinion on it. Doesn't mean I'm smarter than anybody else. It just means that's my thought on it. And as I've been talking to people on my other Twitter handle at cartoon_reviews, again, that is cartoon_reviews. Speaking with a couple people over there that arena shippers of why I feel that Ricky and Gina are more friends than relationship, and they've been trying to tell me in regards to why they feel their way, and they have strong cases. Both sides have strong cases. That's what makes it the shipping war battle that it is. Okay, but from all that, arguments, disagreements, difference of opinion. First off, as I always say, and I've said from the beginning of my journey here on YouTube, let alone in broadcasting, about anything, whether I'm talking pro wrestling, pro football, or a TV show, differences of opinion make for a healthy, smart, and good debate, a respectful debate, and a conversation, and always hearing from another side, whether you agree or disagree with that other side, listening and taking it in with an open mind, open heart. So I've heard their side of things, why they feel Gina and Ricky, their that moment that they go to in regards to in the car, and the almost kiss, the peck on the cheek. I see that more as friendship. I just saw that as a connection at that moment of And if anything, it was more of Gina showing her walls coming down to Ricky in a sense of her stoic, of her way she was and acted, and that was because she was so she's used to moving all the time, so she didn't want to be friends with these people because she knows it's only fleeting and for a short time. But having that moment with Ricky there after the homecoming and after everything that went down there, let alone the interaction that those two had specifically. Oh, sorry. But those two had specifically during that episode and specifically during the homecoming dance time or that evening. And then what happened afterwards? So I saw it for me, is a connection, but in a friendship way. But all in all, I'm loving the show. But I'm strongly a RINI shipper. But I've heard and respected the side of the strongly RINA shippers. Now I shared a GIF on Twitter again at cartoon_reviews where I had this tweet. So not on my personal handle, but on this one. That I mentioned a couple of times. But the point is there in response to somebody in regards to why I feel, and I showed the clip of when Ricky was serenading or singing to Gina, and their rebuttal was, "Hey, look, dude, she's singing to Gina. Why are you using this as a reason for your case for shipping Ricky with Nini?" And I get that, but the reason I did it in the first place was for what the GIF was of Nini after she had a conversation with EJ, and EJ spilling his guts, and Nini could give a rat's ass, really, seemed like. I mean, she took it in, she listened, but then in ear, out other. And then she could hear Ricky playing his guitar and singing, where she's thinking he's just serenading himself or just talking or, just singing, thinking of her, right? That's what she was thinking. Maybe. And she has a half smile. She's a cute smile, by the way. But the point is, she has a smile and she's walking to into the room. And the GIF, as you will see again if you go to the Twitter handle, is well, if you've seen the show, you know what I'm talking about. Anyways, you don't even need to go to Twitter to see the GIF, but GIF, whatever it is. But the point is when she's walking in there, or not walking in there, but outside the door, sees Ricky. Then she's about to come in, to be part of it, or just enjoy it or whatever she was going to do. But then she notices Gina there. And she gets closer and she lurks her head around. It's like, oh, okay, sort of thing, kind of moment. And but before that, she's get that just a moment, right? Just like we had this past episode of A Near Kiss and Big Red. That was awesome, and I'm enjoying that new ship with Ashlyn. Big Red and Ashlyn, they are a good pair. But back to this RINI versus RINA thing, I was using that because of in my support of RINI shipping, of how she was looking at him. And I still say, well, first off, I can say that you can make any case for either ship or any ship, whether they're not even talking about it at all or hinting at it on the TV show, and you can make a case for it and make a substantial one just because you can, if you sound confident enough, you can make a case for anybody to be shipped. You really could. But I do still say that with the history that they had, that when Nini told Ricky that she loved him with that song, I think you kind of know, I think the kind of, yeah. Songs in my head. Love it. Hey, just because I can't sing doesn't mean I shouldn't. But at that time, And with that, I say that it would be a better case, and I definitely say that for those that are thinking more RINA, Ricky and Gina, with more seasons and more time to develop, maybe I can at least give them consideration to ship them at all, let alone endgame ship. But I'm strong with RINI because he is, well, he is the Troy, let alone the play, but in general, like the movies, like Troy, and she is his Gabriella. And that's literally how it is on the show in regards to the rules they got for the play High School Musical, the musical. So that is its own foreshadowing and writing on the wall there. So I think that with all of that, and I believe, in my opinion being, that is why I am more Rini than Rena. But I do see the other side, and I respect that. I just wonder how the last two episodes are going to go. Gina will be back, yes, and I'm not worried about that. And no matter what ship is endgame for the season, doesn't mean it's endgame for the series because it's continuing. We're getting a season 2 and hopefully more. I know I heard that they're planning out 5 seasons hopefully for it. Well, I'll believe it when we get to the 5th season, but I'll believe it when I see it. But either way, I'm more Rini than Rina. The connection is stronger. Their history is longer, more, and just how I felt bad for him in regards to why he didn't say "I love you" back is because just how his family relationship was, and he didn't want to put his whole heart into it and worry that it's going to end the way that his relationship ended. So I see it now, and he's trying to redeem himself, trying to get to that point where he can say it to her, and doesn't mean that you know what I mean. So just wanted to share. And I thank you. You're welcome to follow me on Twitter there at Cartoon_Review, or as I will share here, you can find me on my personal Twitter handle at Army_Strong_06, at Stephen K_06 on Instagram and Snapchat. You can find me at StevieK_06. I'm part of Twitch Challenge, which is at Twitch Challenge on Twitter. You can find that game. But in regards to Who Done It, the game that I fell in love with, you hopefully can find me there, and hopefully you can find others there. Or the next game to be played, Who Done It Double Vision Season 2. If you watched this whole entire video, just comment hi. I was trying to think of something more creative or whatever, but either way, welcome to let me know in the comment section below your thoughts, or which side of the aisle are you on, RINI Arena, or have you even watched the show at all? If you haven't, well, hopefully you do. It's a great show, and you will not be disappointed. That's for dang sure. But beyond all that, I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Maybe I'll be talking to this person that did watch, or people. I see a couple people watching live. Maybe I'll be talking to them on Twitter here soon. But above all else, as always, take care.